All right, you guys might think your fence keeps the world out of your backyard. You might think that a 10-foot wall or a thick tree line is the boundary of your kingdom. And in 2026, those boundaries are officially obsolete. While you were looking at the horizon, they were looking from the clouds. And right now, across Michigan, and for matter of fact, the rest of the country, a new grid is being laid as we speak. It's not just a grid of roads, it's a grid of sensors and AI-powered stoplight cameras and municipal drone fleets. This isn't just about catching speeders on the highway anymore. This is about the aerial trespass. They are using the ease of passage to bypass the Fourth Amendment. If a drone can fly over your land, it can see your unpermitted shed, your non-compliant livestock, or the car that you've been wrenching on in the backyard for quite some time now. So today, we're looking at the tech they're installing at your local intersections and how Michigan's new drone mandates are actually preparing for a world where your property virtually has no ceiling. Guys, the wall is dead. The sky is open. Let's get into the intel. All right, let's start at the intersection. You've seen the new cameras. They aren't the old grainy sensors from 10 years ago. These are high definition AI integrated nodes. And in 2026, cities like Grosse Pointe and Sterling Heights are moving to systems like Flock Safety. These cameras recognize the dent in your fender. They know your specific roof rack and your daily driving patterns. But here is the Mitten Grip reality check. This infrastructure is the anchor for the drone grid. These stoplights are now acting as docking stations and mesh network hubs. When a sensor at a light flags something like a loud exhaust or a vehicle associated with some kind of code violation, the drone is then deployed. It's called drone as a first responder. It's being sold as a way to save lives, but in practice, it's a 24/7 roaming eye that doesn't stop at the curb. It follows the target right back to their driveway. And once that drone is over your property, the rules of the game completely change. All right, you guys might think you're safe because you live off of I-75 somewhere on 20 to 100 acres. You think that your rural buffer is a shield, and it's not. Under Michigan's 2026 shield legislation package, the MDOT Aeronautics Division is establishing aerial mobility corridors. These corridors follow major veins like I-75 and US 23. And here's the intel they just don't want you to connect. The state police drones monitoring traffic are designed to talk to municipal code enforcement drones. Oakland County actually approved Project Prove It, a pilot program where drones respond to calls in just 90 seconds. If a state drone tags your truck on a highway for a mechanical violation, that tag doesn't just disappear when you turn onto your dirt road. That state hands you off to the township drone. They follow the target until the perimeter is actually breached. Your 100-acre buffer isn't a shield any longer. It's just a larger landing pad for their curiosity. Okay, next we have to talk about the Long Lake Township versus Maxon case. This started right here in Michigan. A local government virtually hired a drone to fly over a private backyard to find evidence of some type of zoning violations. There was no warrant, there was no permission, just we wanted to see what was behind the fence. This legal battle is virtually Pandora's box. The state argues that the airspace is public. If a person in a plane could see it, a drone can see it. This is the death of the privacy wall. And in 2026, municipal overreach has gone very, very high tech. They don't have to walk your property line to see an unpermitted build anymore. The AI scans aerial photos and flags changes in your property state automatically. They've rebranded searching your land as monitoring the airspace. It's a passive search of every home, every day, without a single officer ever knocking on your door. They are using tech to do what the Constitution says they can't, and that's enter your private curtilage without a reason. So how do we respond? If the sky is the new front line, how do we defend the Mitten Grip, guys? First, you have to know the law. If you see a drone hovering over your property in the state of Michigan, document it, and document it fast. Under the current UAS Act, they cannot use a drone to harass or infringe on personal property, but code enforcement is the loophole they are trying to drive a truck straight through. Second, we have to look at the physical obfuscation. Forget the fence. Think about canopy cover. Planting trees that create a visual shield from above is the new privacy fence. And third, legal resistance, guys. Support the organizations actually fighting these cases in the Michigan Supreme Court. If we concede that the government can use the sky to bypass our Fourth Amendment, then the Fourth Amendment is essentially dead. Power given, is often power abused. They're using drones to find revenue opportunities under the guise of public safety. All right, guys, think about the patterns that we've been uncovering in this series. The cars have a kill switch to control your movement. The insurance companies are using in-home sensors to spy on your habits and deny your claims. The 2024 electrical codes move the power disconnect to the outside of your home so they can kill your power from the outside of your home. And now the sky is being mapped for surveillance. This isn't a theory. This is a multi-front war on the concept of private property. And if you haven't seen our breakdown of the automotive kill switch mandates, you need to watch that next. It shows you exactly how the tech in these stoplights will actually communicate with your vehicle. And if you're worried about the smart tech in your house being used as a witness against you and your future insurance claims, please check out our video on the insurance industry's inter-home spying. Guys, we build houses and we build barndominiums to be free, but don't forget, freedom takes work. Please stay independent, stay aware, and for the love of the mitten, guys, keep your eyes on the sky. We'll see you on the next one.